Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well. Today it is our fifth Champions League group stage game and we look to keep a bit of a run of momentum going when we take on Jeju United in Korea. If you're looking forward to that, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you're new around here, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But yesterday, we put ourselves back in the mix to get out of this group when beating the Central Coast Mariners 5-4 in Australia. If you missed that episode, I will leave a link in the top right corner. But a game that was all over the place, and with Jeju picking up a win over Sunfleas Hiroshima, it means that this group is all square on 6 points. We are on top thanks to goal differential, but the tiebreaker is head-to-head. So we're okay against Jeju if we can beat them, and then we have both head-to-heads over them. Sunfleas on the final match week, which will be in the next episode, could be quite important because, of course, they beat us a couple of episodes ago. And if we ended up on level points with them, they potentially could go through ahead of us, depending on what happened in that game we play against them at our home ground tomorrow. So we've had a few games in the Super League since that game against Central Coast in the last episode. A win and a very frustrating draw. First up, we took on the Tianjin Tigers, who are a fairly decent team, currently sitting fourth in the Super League, and we picked up a nice 4-0 home win against them. Opening the scoring in the 14th minute, Wang Yun making his way forward down the right wing. Our striker just able to cut inside, square a ball up for Oceania, and he buried it in the left-hand side, a goal to make it 1-0 early on. And then 6 minutes later, Anderson on the ball, in for Wang Yun, back to Anderson. Some really nice play amongst our front three. Hits the post as Anderson, but Willick's there to tidy up the scraps and put us 2-0 up at half-time. Then in the second half, we carried on where we'd left off. Jung Min making his way down this right wing, puts the ball in, and Wang Yun very close to goal there, just able to sweep that home to make it 3-0. And then not too long after that one either, Oceania finds Joe Willick, heads it on for Jean. He misses the ball, but Anderson is able to pick up the scraps yet again, and it is a good, solid 4-0 win for us there. Again, we thoroughly dominated against a decent team, as I said, and a nice victory on the whole for us there. And I was pretty happy with how things are going off the back of that. Then we took on a team that was towards the bottom of the table. We made a few changes rotation-wise for this game, with this Jeju one coming up off the back of it. And we were only held to a 0-all by these guys, who are currently, as he checks, 15th out of 16 in the league. So not a good performance from us there. We'll quickly show you guys the stats. You can see we did make a fair few rotations. Our goalkeeper has actually picked up an injury, so Shin Chang-yi is going to be starting in today's game as well, but he's a decent enough backup. But a pretty frustrating result for us here. You look at the stats. We had 36 shots. They had 1, 8 on target to none. We really should have got some goals, and in fact, we did miss a penalty in the 31st minute, so we do actually have a highlight to show you guys. But on the whole, a pretty disappointing performance from us. Should have won this game, but somehow didn't. And here is that missed penalty that really cost us 3 points. We should have got 3 points out of this game anyway, but this one just put it wide. Might have got to it anyway, the goalkeeper, but disappointing way to lose a game. Had a penalty in the first half, missed it. They got a late red card, 2 for 2 yellows to Wu Ki, but just not a good performance from us there. A bit of rotation, but still would have expected us to get a good result out of that game. Unfortunately, we didn't. And what that means domestically is we are just outside the top 4, sitting in 5th, albeit only 4 points off Heibi China Fortune at the top of the table. And this early in the season, when only about a third of the way through the first half of the season, we do still have a lot of time to catch these guys up. So not the end of the world, but not quite going how we want, just lacking that consistency and mixing our form a bit. Albeit, you look at the schedule, what we were doing in March, we were losing a few games like that 1-0. It looks like now we're at least turning those into draws instead of losses. So hopefully that continues in the league. But today, we need a win against Jeju, a team that we beat 3-0 in our first Champions League group game. This time, though, we are going away from home. And as I said, the only change is that Shin Chang-yi comes in goal, with Lee Junji currently with a twisted ankle. He's going to be out between 6 days and 3 weeks. It could be out for a little while yet, but quality-wise, we're not missing too much there, and hopefully he can keep a clean sheet, or at the very least get us a win in this game along with the rest of our regular starting 11. So I think that will do, and we'll crack into this game from the Jeju World Cup Stadium in Korea. Must-win game for us yet again in the Champions League group. Let's see if we can get the job done. So Jeju being the home team, they are playing a 4-2-3-1. So pretty similar to what Central Coast put out in yesterday's episode. And the team, from what I can tell, looking pretty similar to the last time round. And there's our team yet again with just the change in goal. But otherwise, we are at full strength. And here is the points table. Yet again, whoever wins these games on this match week are going to put themselves into an ideal position to be getting out of this group. Because I can't imagine that one of the teams from our group, with it being so even, are going to be one of the best placed second teams. So it's probably top the group or go home. We are kicking off in our green uniform, playing left to right, Jeju in the red and black. We make our way forward early. Wang Yun back out to Fan Yanan. He makes his way down the left-hand wing, puts a ball in for Willett, gets one off on the volley, but it's just wide, and it remains nil all early doors. 2 minutes gone, and we have a throw in here. Beijing Guoan. Young Min receiving the ball back there and makes his way, cutting infield slightly, and now Wei He with a long ball over the top, trying to find Anderson, but was never really getting near that, overran it, but we do get possession back. Nice ball there for Joe Willett. Can he put this away? And you bet he can. That's a great start for us. 1-0 after 2 minutes, and that is exactly how we wanted to start, already looking a lot more clinical than we were in the game against Shangji in the Super League. It was a header back from Yong Kayu. It was from Oristanio to Anderson. Willock in a lot of space, tight angle, just able to get that off between the defender and the goalkeeper into the left-hand side of goal, and we're 1-0 up early. 28 minutes gone here, so a pretty quiet game highlight-wise since the opening few minutes, but this is a good counter-attacking chance for us as Wang Yun makes his way towards the box. Joe Willock again gets past his man, but that is a heck of a save. I'm not too sure what the goalkeeper was doing there, and the shot ended up being more or less straight at him. Still to pull out a dive. We will get a corner from this. Oristanio puts it in, headed back away from Jeju, but a really good chance for a double there for Joe Willock. A good ball there for Wang Yun, but he was offside. Yeah, good chance for Willock, but couldn't put it away, and it's still 1-0. Up to the 42nd minute, and we have yet another throw-in. So a quiet first half highlight-wise as we get towards the end of it. Willock, who's been pretty good in this half so far, got a goal. Possibly should have got a second, but the goalkeeper pulling out a good save as Jeju try and get something going, and the ball's been turning over left, right, and centre here, but we end up with possession again, and Willock is on the ball yet again for us. Long ball over the top, and oh, dearie me, it's a poor pass. Anderson, surely. How has he missed that? Still trying to figure out how Anderson's missed that. Open net, and he's missed it. Oristanio now with a corner. It's headed away from Jeju. I cannot believe we're not 2-0 up in this game. Anderson. Oh, and here's a great chance for Wang Yun, and he's offside. Oh, boy. I hope this doesn't come back and bite us. We should be up by more than a goal at this stage. That one's ruled out for offside. We'll see how right it was here. Wei He, nice ball. He's not offside by much, but it is the correct decision. And it remains 1-0 somehow as we get closer to halftime. And that is half-time. On the whole, we haven't actually had that many shots compared to Jeju. It's not that much of a lopsided game as those highlights would have suggested it was, but we should definitely have more than one goal. Some of those chances late in the first half, both to Willock and especially to Anderson. An absolute howler from the Jeju goalkeeper, and then from Anderson himself to miss the open net. We should be up by 2, potentially 3. We should really have a good lead in this game, but we are playing quite well. It's looking pretty good, just as long as we don't give them a sniff. But with that only 1 goal up, they could get back into this, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But on the whole, happy with how we're playing, but we should be up by more than 1 goal. Hopefully we can get another in the second half and kick on and win this game. 57 minutes gone here, our first real highlight of the second half, and it's Jeju United with a throw, and they look to get on the attack through Zhang Ho. A ball over the top for Ki Huan, and they make their way towards that right-hand side of the box. Try and put a ball in. It is blocked by Yanan. It should have been for us there, but they do keep possession. Look to build another attack. They put one in the mixer. Diakabe heads their way, and Oristanio with a good chance for us on the counter-attack here. Makes his way forward. Wang Yun, our striker, if he can square this back up. It's a great chance. Oristanio might have had a bit of help from the defender there, but in the end, we get that second goal. Some really nice play. Wang Yun setting him up. He was in a lot of free space, not as much as it first appeared. You can see Oristanio off the ball here. Right about now, he gets enough space on his defender. He actually does well to catch back up. A little bit of a deflection, it looked like, but it still finds the bottom left corner, and we are 2-0 up at the hour mark. 63 minutes gone, and it is another highlight starting with a throw-in for Jeju on the ball. That's a poor pass, and Fan Yanan gets an intercept for us now. Wang Yun making his way forward, gets round his defender. What can he do here? Oh, he's in a nice spot. Has a fire, and that is 3-0. What a strike from Wang Yun. He set a goal up in the second half, and now he gets one. And just like that, we've looked a lot more clinical, or been a lot more clinical, I should say, already in the second half. A really nice run from him just inside his own half and gets around his defenders. Not a lot of shutting down on him, and a nice finish into the top right corner. And just like that, it's looking a lot more comfortable. 3-0 after 63 minutes. Okay, 72 minutes gone here, and we've got some players on red hearts in the midfield, both Zhao Qing and Hay. So I think for those two, we've got Jing and Wan on the bench. Jing can play in the DM role, so he'll come on for Zhao Qing and Wan for Hay. Two substitutions at the 72-minute mark, but we are up 3-0 and should be seeing this game out from here, hopefully. And not long after that first set of substitutions, we now have another one to make, and I think Orestano is deserving of a rest here. Now, just looking at what we can do substitution wise, I think Hui we might bring on here. Fan Yanan can go to centre back, and then you've got Soleil who can go into the midfield. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a decent shuffle round here. So Hui on for Orestano, Soleil for Hui, bit of a shuffle round. Hopefully that will see us through the rest of this game, give Orestano a much-deserved rest as he's played a lot of minutes for us so far this season. And those are our free subs. 3-0 up with 15 minutes to go here against Jeju United. 81 minutes gone, and Jeju do have another throw, and that's how most of these second half highlights have started. And they look to try and give a late surge in this game to get some respectability back to the scoreline as we're 3-0 up. A lot of space there for Yong Kuo. And a long shot there from one of the Jeju players, Kaio Chan, but it is wide and it does remain 3-0 late. Up to the 89th minute, 4 added minutes there will be. We have a throw and we give possession away pretty softly, and it's Jeju who look to get something going again, but it does feel like at this stage it will be a case of too little too late, and we should be staying top of our Champions League group, albeit the last match week is still going to decide who goes through from this crop of 4 teams, as they're still on the attack here. Jeju and Wu Zhang on the left-hand side tries to put a ball across. Diakabi heads it back to Shin Chang Yi, and we just look to settle things down here for the moment. Hoofs one deep, and we will keep possession here. Joe Willock making his way forward, gets around his man, back to Zhang Wan, and now Soleil up to the midfield, nearly loses position. Up to Wang Jun, a good chance for him here to make it 4, but a good save there from the Jeju keeper, keeps it at 3-0, and we are now up to the 91st minute, and it remains 3-0. Into the last minute of time here at Jeju with a corner, but one is covered pretty safely there from Chang Yi in goal for us. Good game for him today on his Champions League debut. Hoofs it long, but at this stage, just looking to see out the rest of the clock, and we should be winning this game 3-0 and staying top of our Champions League group as we get on the attack now, but at this stage, really just looking to see out the clock, and that is it. That is full time here. And we pick up a nice 3-0 win in the end. We let a few good chances go by late in that first half, but in the end, we finished off a lot better in the second half. The only disappointment in the end, Wang Jun picked up a yellow card, so is going to be suspended for our last game, but still, we're going to stay top of the group, and that's what we were after. With one game to go against Sunfreeze Hiroshima, win that, and we go through to the knockouts, but a good performance there, beating Jeju 3-0 in Korea. So a nice win for us there to take us top of our Champions League group, and we stay there alone because in the other game, Sunfleece and the Central Coast were 0-0 in the end, so a goalless draw for those two, and that means we've got a 2-point gap. I still think we need to win to absolutely make sure we go through to the next stage, because us and Central Coast, who are the only other team who could go joint on points with us playing Sunfreece, if they beat us, they go ahead of us. If we draw, then they can't catch us. It could be us tied with Central Coast, but with us having shared a win each against Central Coast, I'm not sure who would go through on the head-to-head. Maybe we'd still have the advantage because of goal difference, but we'd like to get some revenge on Sunfreece tomorrow anyway and make sure that we do go through to the knockouts. So the simple case for us is if we win, we're definitely going through. If we draw, it might depend, but as long as we don't lose, I think we're in a pretty good position to be making our way through to the next stages in this Champions League. And we'll quickly show you guys the other groups too before we wrap up today's episode. In case you're keeping an eye on that, you can see Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia have already qualified. We keep making our way down, and they are the only team up until Group G, where of course Jeonbuk Hyundai, the team that we didn't go to, are 5 from 5 and already qualified. Maybe we should have taken that job, although we're looking a bit better than we were a few episodes ago when I was last saying that, so we'll calm the farm there. Also, Hyundai also guaranteed to go through, so the Korean teams, for the most part, doing a good job, and Shanghai Port have also guaranteed their way through to the next stage, and with a heck of a goal difference down there too of 26, so they are doing quite well, albeit we know we can match it with them because we drew against them when we played them in the league. But on the whole, about what we were expecting so far in this Champions League group, and hopefully we can make the most of our advantage that we have now gained and make our way through to the next stages of this tournament. But that will do for today's episode, and tomorrow, of course, we will be coming back for that game against Sunflower Hiroshima. A couple of games in between now and then. We've got a game against table-topping Haibi China Fortune in the Super League off the back of that. Then we've got the Chinese FA Super Cup against the second division team in Mijiao. And then we are supposed to be playing Henan Jiang in the Super League prior to that. But I think if we won that FA Super Cup 4th round game, that could be changed and it might be a 5th round game. So we might have a bit more FA Super Cup to cover for you guys at the start of the next episode. But hopefully we can get a kind draw in that against some second division teams and use our rotation a bit more, as well as, of course, Wang Yun, who will not be available for that game after that yellow card he picked up in today's. But if you did enjoy today's episode, where we did defeat Jeju to go outright top of the group here in the Asian Champions League, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and also, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated and helps with the YouTube algorithm stuff. But until tomorrow, when we're taking on Sunflower Hiroshima, a win and we guarantee our place in the knockouts here in the Asian Champions League. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.